Partridge, the company that brings you some of the best meats around. Hot dogs, bacon, ham, and the lunch meat. And lanes 7 and 8. Stumps Lanes in Bridgetown. We see the match open with a strike instead of the 10 pin that has been the rule so far today.
This is going to be a good match, Dave. These two are very good friends, and they're teammates on 2 different leagues together. One at Western Bowl.
Yeah, one at Western Bowl and
Fairfield.
Fairfield. Okay, I knew that. Yeah, that's right. Oh, week 10. There you see the culprit laying in the gutter. The 6 pin did not do its job. It's kind of like a failing fish laid there. Julie is bowling incredibly well and well above her 195 average, or 190 something average. And Jan Hill showed us a lot of talent last year on the show, bowling exceptionally well. The girls, let's see, 191 for Julie, and Jan comes in at 196 and 200 at Western. There's another mess on that 10 pin. Tough spear to make today. We saw our cohort in crime, Jennifer Kleekamp, missed 2 of them in match number 2, which proved to be her undoing. If she'd have made both of those, she could have been in a position to win. But Julie, nevertheless, advanced to this, our final game of the women's division for this year, 1989. Good shot by Julie, going high and leaving the 4 pin, but she's keeping the ball in play each and every shot.
Jan's our defending championship, or defending queen championship. I think she's hoping for a package of hot dogs.
Well, if she wins this one, she'll be buying all the hot dogs she wants and a couple of those canned hams, too.
She has 2 lovely little boys.
How come we say canned hams and you mentioned 2 lovely little boys? Is there any analogy?
I was thinking about the hot dogs and the boys.
All right. Well, that's good enough, I guess.
I didn't know they sold canned hams.
Moving right along. Partridge, you got the best stuff in town, and we're bringing you the best show in town. Jan Hill, our competitor, right-hand lane, has opened the match with a strike. She's the only one still with a shot at the 1989 Ford Aerostar wagon that Walt Sweeney has brought today. She's perfect through 2.
She had the highest game bowled in the women qualifiers. She had a 277 mold.
277, not too shabby. 23 pins away from a perfect game and an $18,000 wagon. Let's see if she could better that qualifying score and come up with all X's here. We'd love to do it. And I know Walt would be ecstatic to give it away. 3rd frame. Is it there? Yeah. No doubt about these strikes by Jan Hill. Jan Hill, lane 7. Watch it here. She splits her mark. She's playing the 8th board, and she goes right over it. There you see it. Follows through. Great roll on this ball. 1-3 pocket filled up. 5 pin goes back. Blocks into the 8 and the 9. 10 goes out cleanly. She's perfect through 3. Julie Prewitt's got all she can handle this game. Completely errant shot, spinning the ball as it comes off of her hand. And when you spin it, folks, it'll never go into a good, clean roll. The wrist broke back. The thumb went down to the floor and created a 2-8-10. Not an easy shot at all. And what you want to try to do is throw the ball hard, directly at the center of the 2 pin. Hopefully it hits the 8, carries back. Not that way. You want to throw them a little left to center so that those pins, both the pins, move to the right. And with a little bit of a break, one of them will come out of the pit and take the 10 out.
Jan is the highest average bowler from last year at Western Bowl, with that 200 you were talking about. And she is one of the most fierce competitors I've ever seen as far as the city match games. She won the city match games this year in 1988.
There you go. Julie's right back on that strike train with a strike up in the 4th frame, but she's already had 2 open frames, and not that that's the kiss of death, but when your opponent opens with 3 perfect shots, it's going to be tough to bring it back. Julie's contemplating about the rest of the game. Jan Hill's contemplating about the 4th frame. Perfect through 3. Will she make it 4? No, a little extra speed, a little extra turn. Jan Hill's also got down here that she's her hobbies. She says sewing, needlepoint, and embroidery and crafts. And I think Pat was also involved in a lot of sewing and stuff. Maybe that teaches you patience. Maybe I ought to take that up.
If you watch Jan, she lays down the ball consistently almost every single time. Same blow.
Consistently makes her spare. The 6 count hurt, but she brings back the 2, 4, 5, 8. Good job there, Jan.
The thing about Jan is even if she's bowling bad, she comes off and she enjoys the game, just for the game of bowling.
39 pins, there you see it. Advantage Jan Hill with the spare up. 39 pins is a lot, but we've got a lot of paper left. Julie Prewitt has a strike working in the 4th, and she's proven to us that she can throw strikes when she needs them. Oh, what a reaction on the 6 pin. You know you're rolling the ball clean when this happens. The 6 pin is going to be the second one from the right-hand side of your screen. Don't take your eyes off of that one. Right there, it moves to the sideboard, climbs back up on the deck, and nudges the 10 pin out. Jan Hill has really got the ball working for her, and Julie Prewitt is going to have to come back and strike with regularity, and she can do it. She can do it.
She did it right there. Last year, Jan averaged a 216 in the qualifying, and this year she averaged a 227.
227, that's awesome. Well, Julie, you ran these scores down once before, but we'll do it again. Julie Prewitt started the day off, the qualifying round, shooting 231, falling down to 214, and then all the way down to 181, and then she really came back strong when the pressure was on, shooting 232 and 206 to come down the stretch and finish with a 1064. That's more than a 210 average per game, and she did it when she had to do it. She's got a double working now. She's cut that 30-pin deficit down to 29 pins, and it can go to 19 with a strike right here. Oh, no. Disaster.
All the proprietors want to thank the sponsors this year for doing their tournaments and coming out every week and supporting us.
That's what Bob Schmidlin was pointing at there in the background. You see it, the 6, 7, 10. This is not an easy spare, but it's more makeable than some of the splits we see. You act like you're just shooting a 10 pin. Forget that the rest of it's there. And if you cover the 10 pin flushly or a little to the right, you've got a chance of throwing that 6 pin across the lane and into the 7. We thank a lot of people. Roy Alfers is our director in a lot of weeks, but a man has been filling in and just doing a marvelous, marvelous job. Our own Action Jackson, Jesse, out in the truck, and his crack crew of people. Too numerous to mention all their names, but each and every week they're here doing the job, setting things up, tearing them down, and just keeping things in focus for us and keeping me out of trouble, and I want to thank them. Good people, and we thank all of you for joining us too, because without you guys we wouldn't be here, so thank you folks.
I want to thank Shirley, who's sitting in the background, for coming out and supporting the women bowlers here.
Boy, there's a cover for you. That's the way you do it at home. You want to tape that one, 2, 4, 5, 8. That's the way you do it.
That's the same thing she had before on that thing.
Well, getting just a little bit firm with it. And the ball never quite goes into the roll. You pointed it out before, Kathy, and she hits her mark with regularity. But if there's any fault in Jan Hill's game that I see, she varies her speed just a little bit. This is another quick shot. And it just never really went into that good, clean roll that we saw early on in the game where it was a little slower. The ball started to go into a roll quicker. Let's take a look at it here. If we can catch the deflection. And I think Jan's going to indicate with her body motion here that the ball needs a little help to carry. She knows it's wide. It's rolling back. She's not too excited about it. And not overly surprised that she left the 10. Well, we saw it again. Jennifer Kleekamp missed 2 of them. Competitor before that missed 1. Julie Prewitt now has a stay of execution, we can say. And if she strikes all from here to the wall, she could finish with a nice game. And I tell you what, she needs to do that to get back in the match. But there's still room, Kathy. Still room.
Well, there it is.
So often we've seen it on all the shows. The competitor opens and Julie is going to jump on it. Let's take a look. The mixing ball, the head pin's going to be the work overtime kind of guy. There you see her splitting her mark right over the 10th board. The ball goes down. Never goes into a clean roll, but the head pin goes to the left wall, comes off 4 into the 5, and then takes out the 7. Just a magnificent shot. There you see it. The deficit in the 6th frame is 45 pins. But the opponent opens, she strikes, can be down into the 20s with a shot right here, and it's close. Fantastic shot, Kathy. We're privy to a lot of good bowling. Julie, right here, Julie throws just absolute strapping shot, rips the bottom out of the ball. There you see it. What's she going to hit? About the 8th board this time, but it catches a good roll. 5 pins, second one back. There you see it, going to the wall.
Dave, I've got a note passed to me.
Well, here, you read it then if the note was passed to you, eh?
No, you read it. Do we know all these people?
Yeah, I guess. Jan Hill, right lane, goes high and feeling the heat. Feeling the heat a little bit. Miss Brooke. Jan Hill goes through, leaves the 3, 6, 9, 10. Not an easy shot at all.
Like I said before, these 2 people are very competitive. They are good friends, and it's very hard for Jan sometimes to bowl against one of her friends.
Well, the note that was passed to you is the list of all the people that work here with the crew. And I tell you what, it's a lengthy. Do we have these many people working here? My goodness, look at it.
They
Ron
came in
Whitaker.
for lunch.
Yeah. Ron Whitaker, Jim Stryker, Paul Whalen, Bill Achenbauer.
Try this one. Jack Kunkelman?
Jack Kunkelman. What? Holy smokes, he says we got it right. Ben Palmer.
I thought that was Cartwright. Ben Cartwright.
That's him. That's Ben. Jeff Moran, we'll leave it at. And Robert Swan and Russ Wolf. Boy, we got a crew here. No wonder our budget's so high, huh?
Cutting these people out next year. That's all I can say.
Oh, Jan Hill just responds like the true opponent that she is. And 9th frame, the important building frame. There you see it. 164 in the 8th with a strike up. Potential 224 working. And Julie Prewitt, should she take it to the wall, would have 210.
I want to remind you.
She needs them all. Go ahead and remind us next week.
Remind you that next week. I have 2 youth shows coming up. I don't want you to forget to watch the youth programs next week.
We'll be back, and there can watch some privy bowling here. 1-3 pocket annihilated. This ball is charged up. It is electrified. So is the competitor. Julie Prewitt is right in this game. She's back in the hunt with a double working. The all-important 9th frame. She can finish, remember, folks, with 210. That would force Jan Hill to get the first one in the 10th frame.
I want to thank these ladies that are bowling. They've encouraged other women to come out and bowl.
You bet, and it's close. It is right there, Julie Prewitt. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Does she mean it? You bet she does. Watch this shot, folks. This is awesome. Totally awesome. 1-3 pocket annihilated, 5-pin. Watch the reaction out of Julie on this one. Does she like it? Yeah! I love this kind of reaction. This is a fun game to watch. Julie Prewitt, regardless of the outcome, Kathy, has earned the respect of thousands of viewers here, showing us what she's really got here in the clutch. This is it, the big shot, the one that'll force Jan Hill to strike on the first ball in the 10th. Big shot. Let's watch. It's there. Oh, no. What a bad break. A solid 7 on a good shot. All we have is a reaction. You saw the pins. Let's watch it here. She's grits her teeth, throws a great shot. The pocket's filled up. Yeah, come on, she says, carry. Oh, no. Very, very frustrating.
She makes bowling exciting, doesn't she?
She sure does, Kathy. And with the spare here, she'll finish with what?
I can't see.
193, I think.
She made it.
193 it is, and Jan Hill, all she needs at this point is a spare. She will go on to be our winner in any kind of a decent count. 199. Sorry about that. There you go. 199. Let's project a spare strike for Jan Hill. I make it 184-204. Any kind of a spare, and then she must come up with at least a 6 count to win. Well, that's the best kind of spare I know.
I'd like to say thanks to Mike and Tim McDonald for hosting the ladies today.
Well, that does it for 1989. The women's show, once again, belongs to the only repeater in the women's division that I can remember, and that's Jan Hill, just coming once again to the top and proving that she deserves that queen title.
Well, this must be the year of Jan Hill with City Match Game and the Queen of TV Bowling.
Great shooting. Folks at home, take heed. You don't need to throw the big bender. You don't need to throw the overpowering ball. You need good, clean roll, and you got to be accurate. And you, too, could be the queen next year if you practice and come out and participate in next year's event, along with all the other events that will warm you up for this one. Jan Hill will finish out, and she shoots a fine 224 with a strike here.
Partridge should be proud of having a show like today.
I certainly think they will. I'd like to welcome them to this year's show and hope they join us again back in 1989. And oh, look at that. Is that great?
Friendship. 2
friends, 2 true competitors. Julie Prewitt puts on a show, finishing with 199. But the story of the day, Jan Hill, 222, our queen once again for 1989. Don't go away. We're going to give some money away. Welcome back, and this is it, the presentation, the finals for the Queen of TV Bowling. We were just privy to some great bowling here, and we'd like to thank everyone. But the story of the day, again, Jan Hill, year number 2 in a row. How come you're doing so well?
I owe a lot of it to Steve Fair. He changed the pitch in my thumb hole, and I've become a lot more consistent since then.
Well, the roll looks heavy. Congratulations, Jan. We had a heavy show here for the Queen of Bowling, and we'll be back next week for the juniors. I'm David Newrath. We'll see you next week. Bye-bye.
Greater Cincinnati BPA Queen of Bowling. Brought to you by Partridge Beat. One take, and you'll make the switch to Partridge.